Hi, today's FAQ is actually an answer to an email we had just this morning on how to paint on leather, or if you can paint on leather with acrylics. And absolutely you can. So the first thing to determine is it leather, real leather, or is it PU or fake leather or artificial leather, or it's got a whole lot of different names. We'll talk about that in a second, but effectively that's plastic. So we'll talk about natural, real leather. So the first thing is determine what the surface actually is. So does it already have an oil-based coating or a wax coating, a polish, that sort of thing on it? Because if it does, you need to strip that back as far as you can anyway, to allow the acrylic to stick and bond well to the leather, and that will make it last. So to make sure the leather is completely clean, use either a strong detergent or an alcohol to take any of those previous surface coatings off, so you've got a nice clean surface to start with. So the first step is to have a bonding coat between the leather and the acrylic. So the sort of thing that you might use is the clear sealer or polymer gloss varnish or one of the polymer varnishes. That will be perfect as a sealer for both the leather and also a primer for the acrylic. And then you go over the top with the Derivan acrylic or the Derivan students. Make sure you don't have too much relief or impasto in the paint. You want it to be fairly flat, so that, especially if it's a utility item like a handbag or shoes or something like that, so that you don't, make it easier to actually peel the paint off. And then as a final finish, use the polymer gloss varnish to literally finish, or polymer matte if you don't want a sheen, to finish off the whole work and completely encase it and give it the full strength that you are after. If it turns out that your handbags, shoes, whatever it is that you want to paint is actually PU or fake leather, a plastic of some sort, there's not a problem there either. The best bet, obviously make sure the surface is clean, so a detergent, wash it down first. If it's a really slippery, shiny, high gloss surface, not a problem, but it's a good idea to just scuff the surface up a little bit. So a coarse grained sandpaper, not heavily sanded, but just to scratch it up a bit to allow the clear sealer or the polymer gloss varnish, which we're going to use as a sealing coat, to actually bite in, physically key in to that surface. Once you have the surface prepared, basically it's the same as real leather. You put on either the clear sealer or the polymer gloss varnish as a sealer and also a primer coat for the paints, over the top with one of the Derivan acrylics, and then once again finish off with polymer gloss varnish or polymer matte varnish or satin varnish, depending on the sheen level that you want to finish with. Hey presto, you're done.